Good morning, children. Welcome to class 11 biology once again. Children, today we'll discuss about vacuoles, mitochondria, ribosomes. Okay, so start from the vacuoles. Vacuoles is the membrane based, membrane bound space found in cytoplasm. Okay, it contains water, sap, excretory products, and other material not useful for the cell. Okay, so we can say that the vacuoles. One second. So the vacuoles, they contain some substances like water, sap, excretory product, and other materials which are not useful for the cell. Okay, and vacuole is bound by a single membrane called tonoplast. Okay, so the membrane bound by the vacuole, that is tonoplast. In plant cell, vacuoles can occupy up to 90% of the volume. Okay, only in plant cell the vacuole are found and it occupy up to 90% of the volume of the cell. Okay, next, in plants the tonoplast facilitate the transport of number of ions and other materials against concentration gradients into the vacuole. Okay, against means from lower concentration to the higher concentration. Okay, so the tonoplast facilitate the transport of number of ions and other materials which are against concentration gradients. So hence their concentration is significantly higher in the volume in the vacuole than in the cytoplasm. Okay, example, in amoeba, children, amoeba contractile vacuole is present and it is important for excretion. In many cells such as protist, food vacuoles are found and these vacuoles are used for engulfing the food particles. Okay, so the two example of the vacuoles, basically in 1 marks may be asked, name the vacuole that are found in amoeba and what is the function of the contractile vacuole. Okay, same like in protista, name the vacuole that are found in protist, so that is food vacuoles, and the function of the food vacuoles to engulf the food particles. Okay, next, mitochondria. Mitochondria, you know very well, it is a powerhouse of cell because here the ATP are formed and these ATP when formed they provide energy. Okay, so basically energy giving component, that is mitochondria. Mitochondria, children, are stained, are not easily visible under microscope. Like if we are not stain the mitochondria, so we cannot see the mitochondria under microscope. But if we stain the mitochondria by a dye, then it can easily visible under the microscope. Okay, their size, their number, that is variable depending on physiological activity of the cell. In terms of shape and size, also considerable, the variability is observed. Okay, like we can say that the shape, size of the mitochondria, that is varies from cell to cell. Okay, so generally the mitochondria, that is a sausage shaped or cylindrical and they have a diameter of 0.2 micrometer to 1 micrometer. Okay, each mitochondria is double membrane bound structure like chloroplast. Okay, so the mitochondria, that is a double membrane bound structure. They have the two membrane, outer membrane and inner membrane. Okay, outer membrane and inner membrane. The inner membrane, children, see inner membrane first. The inner membrane compartment is called matrix, and the outer membrane forms the continuous limiting boundary of the organelle. Okay, so matrix, basically the inner membrane compartments. So the inner membrane forms a number of enfolding called cristae, okay, towards the matrix. So cristae are formed towards the matrix, and the function of these cristae is to increase the surface area. Okay, clear children? Now the very important thing, that is mitochondria function. Mitochondria are the sites of aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, if you remember, that is in the presence of oxygen, the food, that is glucose, is break down and they release the energy. So mitochondria are the site of aerobic respiration. Here the aerobic respiration takes place and the ATPs are formed, energy are formed there. That's why they are called powerhouse of cell. Okay, clear? The mitochondria, they also have their single circular DNA. Means in a cell, a DNA is there in the nucleus, but in the mitochondria, they have their personal DNA molecule, a few RNA molecule and ribosomes, that is of 70S. Okay, clear children? The mitochondria divide by fission. Fission, a method of asexual reproduction in which the body of the parent is split into the number of pieces or in two pieces. Okay, basically binary fission and multiple fission we'll discuss about in 12th standard. Okay, so fission, that is a kind of asexual reproduction by which the organism divide. Okay, so mitochondria divide by fission. Okay, clear about this children? Now next, that is plastid. Plastid, that is very important topic for 11th standard. Plastid are found in all plant cell, okay, and in euglenoids. Okay, so plastid, these are observed under microscope as they are large. Means we cannot stain the plastid. It can easily visible without a stain under microscope. Okay, it bears some more specific pigments, thus imparting specific colors to the plants. Okay, like various colors they provide, like green color, yellow color, red color. Okay, we'll discuss about also. So based on the types of pigments, plastid can be classified into chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Okay, so first see the chloroplast. Chloroplast contain chlorophyll. Chlorophyll we have discussed many times in photosynthesis. Like by the use of chlorophyll, the plants perform the process of photosynthesis and they prepare food for all the living organisms. Okay, the chlorophyll that are found in chloroplast, and they also have carotenoid pigment which are responsible for trapping light energy essential for photosynthesis. Okay, so this is about chloroplast. Now number 2, that is chromoplast. Chromoplast, that is the fat soluble carotenoid pigments are found in the chromoplast, and these fat soluble carotenoids are keratin, xanthophyll and others. Okay, so these pigment are responsible for giving the various color like yellow color, orange color, red color to the plants. Okay, so orange, yellow and red due to the presence of keratin and xanthophyll in the plants, and these are come under the category of chromoplast. Okay, now last, that is leucoplast. Okay, leucoplast are the colorless plastid. Okay, the plastid without color, that is colorless. They are varied in shape and size with store nutrients. Basically, the function of the leucoplast is to store the nutrients. They further classified into the amyloplast, elaioplast and oleoplast. Okay, so amyloplasts are store carbohydrate, for example potato. Elaioplast that store oils and fats, whereas the oleoplast that store proteins. So the function that is differ, like amyloplast, elaioplast and oleoplast, they have the different function in the plant cell. Some are useful in the storing of carbohydrate, some are useful to store the oils and fats, and the others are used to store the proteins. Okay, so children, this is about the plastid, the three types that we have discussed. Okay, now there, some details are there, like chloroplast are found in the green plants. Okay, the spherical, the size that is variable from 5 to 10 micrometer in length, 2 to 4 micrometer in the width, and their number from 1 per cell. Okay, like that, like mitochondria, chloroplast also have double membrane bound. Okay, clear? Now children, next, that is ribosomes. Ribosomes are the granular structure first observed under electron microscope as dense particle by George Palladay. So we can say that, children, the ribosomes are discovered by George Palladay in 1953. Sorry. They are composed of ribonucleic acid and proteins and are not surrounded by any membrane. Okay, the ribosome that is not surrounded by any membrane, and they are composed of RNA and proteins.